Okay, so here's the second video for April, and it's also part 2 of the journey. Last time it went from watch it, anchored overnight at Blue Anchor, and then bashed against the wind and the seas, no sailing, no sails up, lost a batten, fixed it, and then got to Oxwich and woke up on a beautiful morning. And so another day begins. Anyway, enough of all that. So here's a tricky one. Anchoring up as opposed to going into a marina. This is the second night of anchoring, a lot more comfortable last night because there's a wind blowing off the shore, and so it was tending to rock rather than roll. So for those of you who thought rock and roll was one thing, it's two completely different things. So why anchor up rather than go into a crowded, loud marina in the middle of a city? I don't know, it's a difficult one, isn't it? Anchoring up, I mean, Oxwich Bay has won awards for one of the most beautiful beaches in Europe, in the world, certainly in Wales. And as I look around, I can see 2 people and a dog walking on the beach. Beach stretches for miles, and that's it. So yeah, it's, you know, if you kind of don't like being on your own, then it's definitely not the thing for you. But let me see if I can do a quick scan of the beach. There were a couple of fishing boats. There's just the dinghy over there, moored up. They've got their own moorings, but they went very quietly this morning. I saw one of them go. By the way, if you ever do anchor in Oxwich Bay, do anchor, don't clip onto a mooring. The moorings are either they belong to fishermen, or they're actually not moorings at all, and you could be in sorts of dire strait. So here is the beach. Long, 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 long. I think we've gone past the people with the dog. Carries on past the mast. Carries on, carries on, carries on. It's over there. And then round the corner there's another beautiful beach. Round the corner the other way there's 2 more beautiful beaches. This really is a stunning place, and the beach over there, and I have taken the kids on holiday here before, it slopes so gently that you can walk out about half a mile and still up to your knees. It's very children friendly. It's a beautiful sunny day, and there's me, 2 dog walkers and a dog enjoying it. So perhaps that's the reason why it's nice to anchor rather than go to the marina. I don't know, answers on a postcard. Right, so now it's time to bite the bullet. Put the outboard on the dinghy and leave Serenity on her own, which is something I've never done, and although it's very benign conditions, there's something a little bit strange about thinking of your boat all the way out there. So I'm sitting here at a pub table having a huge great beef burger, but literally just staring into the horizon, and she is a long way out, but it's a very gently sloping shore, so she's not in that deeper water. And I just you just kind of spend the whole time staring. But time to enjoy Oxwich Bay, which, as I say, the beach it's just a delight. It is a delightful anchorage. And here we are at high tide, and this lovely speedboat, Sunseeker or Princess, not 100% sure, came in and obviously managed to get in a lot closer, and then went before the water went down. So time to get back in the dinghy and go back to Serenity. This is probably the most usage this outboard has ever had, but luckily so far it's been absolutely 100% reliable. Well, what's going on here? Yeah, well, it's actually still 100% reliable. It's me who'd forgotten to open the the ventilation cap on the fuel tank. Anyway, so back to Serenity. I kind of feel like I'm trying to rush back to get her before she drifts out to sea, which of course she's not going to do. But time to leave, and this is going past Oxwich Point, which 2 years ago, this is where I actually had to get, rescued. The full story, although it's just talking heads, is on my homepage on the videos about the first couple of weeks of ownership. But things sort of went wrong here very, very quickly, and wasn't very pleasant. So basically at this point, my engine seized. My tiller pilot had already broken. The topping lift had sort of broken in such a way that I couldn't use the mainsail. The wind had turned dead against me. The tide was about to turn because I was very, very behind time. The boat was very slowly filling up with water. It had just got dark, just started raining, and the word whoops came to mind. So, on a lovely day like this, it looks absolutely gorgeous. But on that day in May 2 years ago, this is normally overfalls and so on, by the way. Oh yeah, by the way, the sea state with the overfalls was a little bit like the footage of me coming up to Oxwich, you know, where I showed you sort of bouncing around a bit. So yeah, not pleasant, but stuff happens. Well, it's kind of sailing, isn't it? It's hardly any wind, but I thought I might as well put the sails up. Then see the pattern is not very bendy, it's quite straight there. Oh, and I've got the thing up because officially I'm motoring. Well, I'm not going to bore you with loads of with me motoring all the way over. Basically, at this time there was no wind. It was flat all the way. It was a very easy motor. And we're coming up to the lovely, lovely, lovely Lundy Island, which has got a fascinating history. Unfortunately, I don't know what it is, so I can't really enlighten you anymore. But it's sort of changed hands a few times, and it's now a marine conservation area. It's just delightful, and there's a lovely anchorage right near the landing point. I was looking around to see if I could find a visitor's mooring, but there was nothing that was sort of obviously decent or safe or with a big V on it. So I anchored up again. And did remember to wear my gloves this time. And then next morning, yet another lovely sunrise, but the weather was set to be perfect for a sail over to Padstow. So just a quick look around at this beautiful island, which I would have loved to have actually taken some time and had a good walk around. Yeah, it was time to set sail on what was looking to be a perfect sailing day and say goodbye to Lundy. So I will get another one out soon. Promise that there will be actual lots of sailing and a little bit of adventure, a little bit of, not exactly things going wrong, but things not going quite to plan. So I'll see you then.